retail store in Thailand from SPV Groups. Okay, so I got an iPod. This is the iPod, the world-renowned iPod in the world. So, what is the iPod? What is the benefit of the iPod? iPod is an MP3 player. It's an MP3 player. It's very nice. Allows you to watch any MP4s on your iPod. Firstly, the iPod models and the iPod product line start with the iPod Shuffle. I don't have the iPod Shuffle with me. I haven't had one. It's small, tiny size. Look like a flash drive. The iPod Shuffle is very nice for sport enthusiasm. Or if you want something very light and you can clip the iPod Shuffle to a t-shirt. Unfortunately, the iPod Shuffle, it doesn't have a screen. It doesn't have a screen, but it's incredibly small. Okay? The iPod Shuffle doesn't have a control panel. So if you want to go to the next song, there is a button. It's called inline control button. So by pressing one time, allows you to play and pause. Okay? Do that twice, allows you to go to the next song, or do that 3 times, allows you to go to the prior songs. In my hand is the best in the world. It's called the iPod Nano. The latest iPod Nanos now available in 2 configurations, 8 and 16 gig. Okay, their prices are largely determined by the size of their storage capacity. So, I think if you want to buy an iPod Nano, I suggest you should buy the 16. I think it's a great value because it's slightly more. And also, the iPod Nano allows you to choose video. It has a built-in 300,000 pixel VGF 640 x 480 video cameras built right in the back of your iPod Nano. And also, iPod Nano comes pre-equipped with its own built-in microphone and speaker. And iPod Nano comes built right in with something called built-in FM receiver. This FM receiver allows you to even play back up to 15 minutes. For instance, I've been using my iPod and I got a phone call, pick up the phones. I can go back 15 minutes to listen to things that I missed 15 minutes ago, which is very nice. So the iPod Nano is a good choice if you want to go for your first MP3 players that allow us to put flash memory onto these things. The iPod Nano. Secondly, have you ever seen the iPhone? I was going to talk about the iPod Touch. Okay, iPod Touch is very nice. Have you ever seen the iPhone? If you have seen the iPhone, you got one, you saw one. iPod Touch is pretty much the same. It looks pretty much the same as the iPhone. But the iPod Touch, it doesn't have phone capabilities and it doesn't have a camera. But it's really a great value. If you want to buy an iPhone, it's way too expensive in some country. You start going for the iPod Touch. The iPod Touch is now available in 3 configurations, starting 8 gig, 32 and 64. Okay, the 8 gigs have different processors compared to the 32 gigs. So I suggest you go for the 32 gig because the 32 gigs iPod Touch had exactly the same processors compared to the iPhone 3GS. The iPod Touch is very nice because the iPod Touch allows you to download or borrow any content from iTunes Store through Wi-Fi connectivity. Directly save them to your iPod and enjoy any games or content, audio programs or podcast directly on your iPod Touch without any computer. It's very nice. It has a larger screen on the range. It has very nice built-in speakers, very nice built-in microphone built right in lines with the volume control, all that stuff in the headphones. It's very nice, the iPod Touch. So, one of the most remarkable iPod on the range. So, firstly, you have to determine. And lastly, the iPod Classic. Have you ever seen the iPod Video? It's a bulky one, very nice one, pre-equipped with, like a SATA hard drive, spinning hard drive built right in. iPod Classic doesn't have any great feature. You cannot surf the web using the iPod Classic, but it had the largest hard drive on the range, up to 160 gig. So firstly, if you want to buy a present or you are a sport enthusiast and want to use an iPod during a workout, you should go for the iPod Shuffle. But if you have more than 100 songs or something, or start with something that's great values and has a number of numerous, and numerous amount of features allows you to go for the thing you want to go, I suggest the iPod Nano with a video camera and FM receiver. But if you need something that's really innovative, something that's very nice, something with touchscreen, some things like iPhone, but you think the iPhone is way too expensive, or compared to other types of PDA, maybe the iPhone is not the best on the range to go for the iPod Touch. But if you have tens of thousands of episodes of television series on your store and a tiny device, you just go for the iPod video. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. For today, I think you might get something from this speech. Before you go to an Apple retail store, try to go there, in a working day. Don't go there on Saturday and Sunday. It's gonna be like really so crowded at the time. So I would suggest, I work at one of the largest and the best Apple store in Thailand. From SPV Groups, you can check out spv.co.ts anytime you're in Thailand. We can deliver good service, and we can promise you that we could answer your question. Just choose your light iPod, and I will take care of all the details. This is Mark. Thanks for watching.